Welcome back, guys, to another video. As promised, David's wagon is here. Today we'll be doing an oil change and a brake job. We already lifted it up once, realized we couldn't get the lug nuts off because they're like torqued to like 500 pounds or something.
600 foot-pounds per lug nut per wheel.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
But now we can get the wheels off and get started. I think we're gonna be doing the front brakes as we go do the oil change because Adrian has one of my jack stands because his engine is still not built and is holding up his transmission right now. Everything's so easy on this, besides maybe the fact that
Everything is a Volkswagen Audi product.
yeah, that. But look, your injectors are right there. What are those? Come on, Volkswagen. This doesn't make any sense. I found a problem. There's oil, and this is David's car. And there's oil, and there's the intercooler up there. Oil is not supposed to be coming from the intercooler in any case.
PSA, don't let your rotors do this. They're bad.
There's like solid grooves. You can get your nail caught in them. Definitely needs a rotor change. They probably ran the pads way out and destroyed them.
On here now are
Actually,
fine.
That is so strange seeing no studs in the.
Yeah, it's just holes.
That's just not cool. Not cool.
You just like line the rotor up to the hub so you can actually get your fucking wheel back on.
Oh my god. That is such a weird design. Damn Germans. Google to the rescue, or at least we hope. We can't figure out how to get the calipers off. We don't know if it's like an Allen key or it torques, and nothing's working, so David's trying to figure it out. So it turns out this whole garage doesn't have a 7mm.
7mm Allen key, which is like the dumbest thing ever. Why isn't it an 8 or a 6?
Yeah.
There's enough meat here for it to be an 8, for sure.
Like all my things stop at a 6mm Allen key, so we kind of ran into a problem. David decided to go ahead and try, what is it, a
T45.
A T45, and it fits perfectly, but it could be really dangerous if we manage to strip it out. So we'll see how this goes. David says it's the most stressful brake job he's ever done now. It was supposed to be simple, but it never is. I honestly have no clue what Volkswagen was thinking. What is this now? Like, you got a connector out of your brake pad? David says it's for the ABS. It's so weird seeing a connector on like a wear piece. This is like putting like a sensor on your clutch because it's eventually gonna wear out and you're just gonna have to replace it. It seems so wasteful. I don't wanna jinx it, but this is going relatively quickly. I'm surprised. Yeah, see, I said I don't wanna jinx it, so we're fine. But we got the first brake rotor out and we're just about to put the new one on. A nice shiny one. There's a front brake rotor. There's a rear brake rotor. It's so tiny. Like, look at that. It's honestly like an eighth of the size. That is hilarious. There we go, one brake done, 3 to go.
It's all shiny.
Yeah, it's all shiny and you can actually stop now. Actually, no, only the rotor was really bad. The pads were
pretty bad.
The pads were pretty good, but the rotors. But there's some strange stuff going on in here. I'm so not used to German cars, I guess. All about those Japanese cars, because they've got some weird things going on. watching the moments that might or might not change what we're doing for the next hour. It's better
This is the drain. Yeah, this is the oil pan and not like the transfer case.
Also, David doesn't know when the last time this has been changed, so.
Oh dear.
What?
That is so easy to spin.
It was loose? Or what? Oh.
It's a loser. It's stripped out.
Dun dun dun. This might be a problem.
So like I'm trying to keep my hand, like my arm high. Ugh.
Oh.
Awesome.
Kind of dirty.
It's got threads on it and they're not chowdered.
We're good. Awesome. Today is going great.
Today is going.
You know what? This is like one of the nicest and easiest days we've had on a long time with cars. But
Well,
I'm not gonna jinx it. So there's David's filter and his oil, and there's no metal shavings, and it isn't too bad. So someone actually took care of this car a little bit. Kind of. Just like a little bit, because there's still some damage, but there's no oil shavings, which David was really thinking there might have been, and
It's not all sludgy.
yeah, it's actually not too bad. It smells burnt, but my car also smells burnt, so it's just a turbo thing. As you can see, we finally finished the front end and the oil change on David's wagon. Now we're on to the back. Hopefully it goes as smooth. It's actually probably simpler because it doesn't have the pigtail coming out of the brake pads for whatever reason that is. So we're on to the rears now. It's pretty much the exact same setup, but it is an 8mm instead of a 7mm, so we don't have to use a Torx bit, and we could just use a normal socket. But David punched the ground when he was trying to undo it. This is why you change your rotors, kids. Look at, there's like a groove right here that you can actually like put your finger over and you'll feel it. It is intense. Definitely not supposed to be like that. Definitely wore right out. It's an interesting setup on the brake. I believe this is the handbrake right here because it's just a cable going into the caliper, which is awesome. And you don't have to deal with the crazy setup that I have to deal with on my Subaru that has the shoes on the inside and it never works right and it's always giving me problems. Also, it uses a setup like I believe Mustangs and most cars actually do is a independent thing. So if David were to lift it, he might want to lift it in some point. You have to add a little spacer in there. So it's definitely a different setup than working on the Subaru, and it's kind of nice little change. We thought the fronts were bad. Look at this. There's like no pad left. These are so close to just going on the rivets. And look at the actual rotor. See if I can get, you can actually like, David said you could serve soup on it. It's got like a valley inside and there's like a lip right there. It's kind of hard to focus on it. But
worse on this side.
It's brutal. Yeah, there's, you can see like the little lip. This is probably the original, I'm thinking. Or someone had some hard braking.
So bad.
But that's crazy.
These are the fancy new ones.
Here's the problem we're having right now. The pads for the new one is so much thicker than the old one that the caliper can't back off. So we're trying to use clamps right now and hammering it and prying at it, but it's still not moving or budging. So it's kind of a problem right now. Usually when I do trailer brakes like this, it comes up, they move so much easier. So we're kind of trying to figure this out. If we can move it 2mm, we could get the clamp on. So we 100% jinxed it. These back calipers are giving us so much issues. David is actually trying to make his own little tool with, I think, a pipe now.
That's a pipe end cap.
Pipe end cap. So you can see there's two little like notches in it. So after a little research, it turns out that you can't actually push these brakes in. You can do it with the front, but the rear are completely different setup. So you actually have to spin them while pressing them down. So that's a little bit of a challenge. And also when we were trying to just use the C-clamps, it wasn't going anywhere for obvious good reason. And so here's the caliper right here. So if you guys are ever doing rear brakes, definitely see if it's got these notches. If it has these notches, you're going to have to make your own tool or go get one. But what you do is you get them stuck in these little grooves and then it spins it clockwise and presses down. This will in turn, I believe there's like a screw mechanism in there that like catches and then slowly brings it back. What I'm using, which seems to be working right now, is I put a socket in between these needle nose pliers and then just taped it so the socket would go nowhere. So what you do is you put it in here you line up the two little grooves and you spin while pressing and it slowly goes down. As David said, it's an inch an hour, a mile a day. It takes forever to do this. So back brakes are definitely giving us issues. We probably jinxed it, honestly. We were saying it was going fine. And then we found out that the brakes are completely different. I'm gonna try to get this one done and see if David's little tool works. If it does, I'll show you guys. If it doesn't, you'll see that it might be a while before we get these brakes on. We figured it out using like a bearing puller. You clamp down at that, you tighten the very top as David's doing, and then you twist it and you can actually see it go down, which is awesome and saves a lot of time because I was just using those.
I wonder if I can just rotate it. No, I can't just pull it back.
No.
I gotta do that.
But there.
Push.
So that's what you do to get this thing down. It's a long, tedious process, but at least we figured it out and now we can put the other brakes in.
I'm gonna buy new calipers. Don't worry about the boot. That's happening.
The caliper is over top. Now it just needs a light mallet and we can get it on. That made life so much easier. So if you're doing brakes, get the right tool or at least use a bearing puller so you can
Just
push
buy
it
the
down.
kit.
Just buy the kit.
Buy the tool.
And you wouldn't have to deal with all that. But we got it on. We were one away from completing the brake job. See, we jinxed it. You know what? We really jinxed it. When we said it was going all fine and dandy, we 100% jinxed it. There we go. The final bolt is going in. I also wrote a little note on the dust cover as I was working because you definitely needed help. It drives you insane. But we finally got it using the tools and the system David set up.
We're done!
We're finally done the brake job. These back brakes took as long as like the oil change in the front. That was my line, but yeah.
No, it's my fault. It's my line.
Okay, it's your line. One wheel is on the ground and we're just about to drop the last wheel. Finally, first brake job too. Me and David were discussing. Neither of us actually have done brakes before. So it went well.
Taking apart brakes.
Ta-da! And we're finally done.
You're not done. You gotta snug them up.
Oh. Well, we're done to the point where nothing really can go wrong.
Yeah, nothing can go wrong except me breaking a wheel.
And it's away. And there's even working brakes. Look at that. Subi. There you go, the wagon is all done, all new brakes, oil change, all ready for the winter. That was the last thing David needed to do to get the wagon ready for the winter and to go skiing. He's taken it out and he said it was a little difficult to drive, a little bit sketchy, but now it's awesome for those mountain trips. What else do you want to do to the wagon?
Well, we're gonna lift it with hockey pucks or cutting boards or something. Just like ghetto lift it because it's fun. And then tint it, bull bar, roof rack. I don't know.
Bunch of fun stuff.
Fun stuff.
This is good. This is gonna be
a battle wagon.
It's gonna be a battle wagon. It's gonna be an awesome vehicle. So guys, stay tuned for that. That is gonna be an awesome project we're gonna see in the next couple of years. But until next time, peace out and stay humble.